Hello, welcome to another episode of your favorite ENT show, Weekly Wrap here on Blackstar TV. My name is Berima Kwabeno, so you can call me Berima. Subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Follow us on social media on Twitter at Blackstar TVGH, Instagram at Blackstar TVGH, like our Facebook page, Blackstar TV. Today on the show, I have a lot to talk about. As usual, you always know that every day when I come, I tell you what's on my mind. I review the stories as and how it is supposed to be done. I tell you what's supposed to be done. This week on the show, Joyce Blessing was again on Neat FM. She's still talking about her social media handles being taken from her YouTube channel being taken from her. And she was saying that she's created a new YouTube channel to promote her new music video. And that anytime she uploads the video, she's being flagged. I know, she receives copyright and the video is taken down and all of that. And her husband, her estranged husband, Dave Joy, was on the show. He was put on the line. He had a lot to talk about. Let's go and watch that video. We'll be right back.
Social media handles, the former one, No, but what shows screenshot of account? You see, she's no longer, she has no longer access to this account.
No, Mr. Ola, number one, I have access to the account. George McCann said, MBA said, he discussed this on radio. I'm saying, Joyce, order, Julie said, my name was to be in social media for some time. And Julie can't share me. So anyone who's be log in into the pages. So Obianson countries will be logging, and before you can log in, just have access.
Me dey no can because me any kwan say okasa Obama access to me what you say me account say obi sign in because of that I was finding difficult to sign in. They say Oma change password to it.
It won't mean logging in anymore.
Exactly.
Dave, so what you
it's me the different account and I check what was going on there. So now posting Niema.
David Bacho,
without my consent. That was why I'm sending the message. And say I shouldn't post anything there.
Okay.
Because men can't just say post BBA.
All right, Dave, me Bacho meet you. Fetch me.
Yeah, me Bacho. The TNS said the Joyce can ABA education and idea. Me Joyce handle the online.
Yeah, waka was it publicist na a handle.
Spice Africa. Almost sending me letter say. Spice Africa is sending me that letter say. Joyce say, transfer every revenue. Now on the Joy artist bill. And I'm because no issue number into hold on. Yantua contract na what than also. So Obian change anything, but no Obi ra YouTube any other way no on countries. So you say okay, so
you be an room. How will I know
my
account? So
how will I know say Joyce no person or I don't friend some countries say or log in.
Okay, Dave, it's hearing say so.
Only access to the account.
Dave, Pacho, hearing say so. If
all right, so welcome back. So I believe you've watched the video. You've seen what transpired, what ensued between them. Now, my take is that last week I said that some of these artists, I don't know why their handles are taken from them and all of that. But you see, it's two things. You might be going into the label, or you might be an artist going into the label. You might have your own social media handles. These are your private social media handles that you built yourself. You can go into an agreement with a label that, these are my social media handles. I built myself. So when you are going, you can take those social media handles. Those ones are for you. It's like you buying your own phone. You are working for me. But when I employed you, you had your own phone. That is different from me buying you a phone and telling you that use it to work. You understand? So if you sign onto a label and on that label, the label spent so much in making sure getting you all the plugins and all of that, getting you the numbers on social media, it's their property as well. They can take it. But if these are your social media handles that you built on your own, then it's your social media handle. So Joyce Blessing has been saying that her former publicist, Julie J. Kans, she has been blocking her from using her social media. But in our investigations, we chanced on a WhatsApp conversation between the former publicist of Joyce Blessing, Julie J. And in that conversation, Julie J was telling her that she has given her all the details to the logins, you know, the login details and all of that. So I don't know why still Joyce Blessing is going round and saying that they are preventing her from using those handles. Joyce Blessing, last week I was here and I was saying that, you know, I like how you've comported yourself, how you've handled all of these issues. But you see, if there is another issue that we should know, kindly tell us. If there is another issue that we should know, apart from this social media handles thing, kindly tell us. And you should also know that once you still have ties with Dave Joy, if you've not broken off entirely and you've done works with them, they own copyright to those works as well. So you can't upload them with their consent on YouTube. They will come for it. They will come for you too. So you should know these things. I don't know what the people around her currently is telling her. You see, sometimes when things like this happen, people around will be telling you, oh, they don't want you to use it. They are doing it on purpose. Look, these are normal things. It happens everywhere. You know, if they have rights to it, they will claim it. That one there. So the issue about when you put songs on their YouTube and they are striking you, they are flagging you and all of that, I think the issues should be sorted amicably. Joyce Blessing, Dave, and other management members should sit down, iron it so that you can move on with your career. That's all that I have to say with regards to the Joyce Blessing issue. Now, on our second story this week, you know, last weekend, Saturday, Shatta Wale was on Nanama McBrown's show, United Showbiz on UTV, and he said a lot of things, you know. And one thing that has come up is Shatta Wale said that hip life artists are broke, they are poor. He included Reggie Rockstone. Now, some of the hip life artists are not cool with it, but one person who has strongly spoken about this thing, and he said that Shatta Wale can say what he wants to say, but you see, the constant or the gross disrespect is becoming too much. He's doing it every day, every now and then. He's disrespecting them, and that is Praye Tietia, a member of Praye. And he spoke to Halifax Ni and Sado, and he explained why he had to come out and say all of those things. Let's watch that video. We'll be right back.
So social media they were also you were able to think smart and be able to get something out of it. And then they will and you've been able to get something out of it. But I don't say what the Bible say he said I think we all did it because social media do it too. What people were DMing me, people have had several attacks. I found home media, me, Fanyaman and family have been in this game for 17 years. I've been through all of that. Okay. So I mean, there's no problem. Okay. But I mean, what people were saying is Shatta is fighting for the industry and you are poor, and this is what Shatta is saying is poverty. If you are not poor, come out and say you are not poor. Halifax, that is not what we are talking about. Okay. What we are talking about is means now what they can, you know. Means now what they because you see, people you are disrespecting. And what I've realized, let me say this before we answer me. Okay. Let me say this quickly. What Shatta is doing by ridiculing us, saying it publicly, shouting and you know and calling us names and you know disrespecting all these things before like Reggie Rockstone or Bradford, TikTok and all who have worked directly to pave the way for us. Those are industry, even if there is an industry today that we can all fall back on. You understand? Those they may only say kolan back up and coming artists. Sometimes you can get DM somebody is actually insulting me. Let me go check, you know, watch your artist. Let me check a Kolebi. He's young enough to be. I can even be his father, but because of maybe I want to take from some of our people, you know, ridiculous. They've made us look like a comedy to that level. You know, they think they can just speak to us anyhow. And we have kids. Some of us even have children who are in school going age. And you know, the whole thing, you know, I feel he has gone about it the wrong way.
Okay.
He has a good agenda, and he has a very, very, very good agenda, but the way I go about it, you know, is totally wrong.
Okay, so my take on that issue is that we all know the industry have lapses. Industry in himself problems with room. There are issues, plenty of it. That is making it difficult for artists to even enjoy their benefits, royalties and all of that, copyright issues here and there. But you see, I have always been against that approach by Shatta Wale. Always, you see, fine, you have money, but the constant ridicule, I find it demeaning. You see, when you do that, and these are people who held the industry before you came back from your hibernation. So I think that sometimes when issues like this, you see, and these are your predecessors in the industry, you can't be always saying things to belittle them, demean them. No, we are broke. They are this. There's an adage in Akan which says, you don't know their worth. Fine, there are struggling artists who did music. They are struggling, but not every artist is struggling. So please, Shatta, when it comes to the issue of money, tone down. In Ghana here, we don't have a system of rating artists, their riches and all of that. So I think some of these things, I'm the richest. You are rich. We acknowledge that. But you see, stop throwing it in the faces of these people. Stop throwing it in the faces. It's not cool. It makes them feel some way. And I know Praye Tietia is not the only one who has, Captain Planet 2 has spoken about it, you know. So you have it. We acknowledge it. But please, the constant disrespect is becoming too much. Cut it. Chaso. Let's move on to our next story. BET 2020 is coming up on 29th June this year. But sadly, this year Ghana missed out. We missed out on a nomination. And, you know, as a giant or one of the, you know, countries doing solidly well when it comes to music in Africa, West Africa particular, I think that is a blow for us, and we should do well and make sure we get in the nominations next year. I don't have too much to say about BET Awards because, you know, when we get a recognition, it's fine. It helps us, but you see, it's not something that sometimes I don't really want to focus too much on it. It helps our artists internationally boost their CV and all of that. But you know, we have awards here also. When an artist from Ghana wins BET, it's cool. It's good for us. You know, our ratings go up and all of that. But you see, let's not be too hard on our artists, ourselves and all of that. Let's support them and make sure that they come back stronger. Next year, who knows, we might be getting multiple nominations in that particular category, the best international act. Now, moving on to our next story. This week, we heard a story about one, I don't know, some people call her a slave queen. Some people call her a slave queen. She's also doing, she's doing music too. Queen Hazel. We heard stories. We read stories that she's dead. It was all over the internet, trending on social media. People were typing RIP Queen Hazel. But then contrary reports suggest that she's not dead. And some are saying it's a stunt. And I don't get it. Why will someone play with death? From what we heard, she's not been home for some time now and people are not trying to reach her. So the assumption was that she's dead. And I don't get it. You see, people are lashing out at her that why would she play such a thing with death? And me say, why would you create a stunt with death? Even if death is 5, would you even play with 1? You see, the things we do for clout, And I'm choosing my words carefully here. Because for now, I've not heard from the lady. I've not, seen her or seen a post from her. So I am waiting. But if indeed it's true that she's not dead and she's alive, I'll be so surprised. I'll be so surprised. And you see, we cannot entirely blame her. Maybe it's we writers or bloggers, we were in a rush to break the story that she's dead. Who knows? Until I see a story or I hear of she conniving with a blogger or conniving with a news portal to say that she's dead, then I would take it like it's a stunt, But for now, let's say that it's one of those, issues that it comes up in. But if it's a stunt, Queen Hazel, I'll be back for you. The fire that I will unleash on you, you will see. I'm not threatening you, but you see, let's stop this kind of things. It doesn't help. Come on there. Be careful. Let's move on to our next story. Now, Ghanaian artists have been talking. The coronavirus, the pandemic, has created a lot of job losses and events are not happening. Event organizers have turned to virtual, doing virtual events and all of that. Artists are not getting bookings. So right now, artists are feeding on their streams and sales, digital sales. That is what they are feeding on. And Ghanaian artists have been complaining that they are hungry. One artist who has added his voice to the complaints is Mr. Jew, and he says that he's hungry. But today I would like to quickly talk about something. I believe that Ghanaian artists should also learn how to venture into other areas. Because once you become an artist, you are doing business, show business, you understand. So you should also learn to venture into other businesses. Elsewhere, you will see that artists will be doing their music, doing their craft, and when they get something out of it, they venture into other areas as well. You have PDD doing Sean John clothing. You have most of these artists, 50 Cent, when 50 Cent came, G-Unit, he had merch, G-Unit merch. You understand? He had G-Unit sneakers. Lil Boozy doing, venturing into other areas. That is what Ghanaian artists should be doing. You see, when you concentrate too much on the music alone, when you are not getting the bookings for the event, it becomes difficult. So our artists should, please, I'm pleading with you, look out for job opportunities, areas that you can venture into. And thumbs up to Reggie Rockstone for doing well with his Wache. You understand? Rocks Wache. Wache in a jar. It's been trending on social media. Thumbs up. Reggie Rockstone, member of the VVIP, they might not be doing active music in a while, doing releases. But his side businesses is keeping him going. That is what artists should be looking at. You understand? So Ghanaian artists, I'm pleading. Adam, big up yourself. The Tim's shop that you have, Timberland boot shop that you have, the shito, pepper them shito that you are doing. It's fantastic. Ghanaian artists should enter into such areas, be doing that. Stone Boy is doing the beam shop. Let's encourage our artists to do that. And they will not be complaining of hunger. Let's move on to our next story. One of the raging arguments or raging debates this week on social media has been about a young lady, a student of Ghana Institute of Journalism, who wanted to take part in this year's edition of Ghana Most Beautiful. Her name is Zainab Al-Hassan. She went for the auditions and, she, according to her narration, she passed, she qualified for everything. But organizers of the beauty pageant are saying that they cannot accept her into the pageant because of hijab. So it's either she takes off her hijab or she forgets about the pageant. It has caused a lot of back and forth on social media. But today, I have a lot to say about this. And to some of I know some of my Muslim brothers and sisters will not agree with me and they'll be angry. But please, relax and listen to what I'm about to say. Listen attentively and listen carefully. If this was done to a Christian, a nun, or a Christian who had gone for that auditions as well, in a long dress, wearing a duku, a scarf, covering her head, and she's told to remove and she says she will not remove, I will not defend her. Now, my reason is simple. Organizers of Ghana's Most Beautiful have a criteria for the people that they accept. They have rules and regulations. So anything, you see, and sometimes when you see all these telcos advertising a promotion, they say terms and conditions apply. They have a term and a condition. So if you are signing up for anything, you should know the terms and conditions of that particular thing that you are signing up for. Now, Zainab Al-Hassan, signing up should know that this is not a religious contest. It is a traditional contest. So if you are representing the Upper West, you should depict the Upper West. I don't think all the people coming from the Upper West or who hail from the Upper West are Muslims. Some are there, they are not Muslims. You understand? That is what I'm saying. So you can, and there is a famous saying that when you go to Rome, do what the Romans do. It's as simple as that. See, if she was being sacked from school, from her job, let's say a public institution, a private institution, a job, and they say that they are sacking her because of her hijab, I'll be the first person. Me, Berman. I'll be the first person to campaign against that. But you see, this is a beauty pageant. It's not an Islamic pageant. My dear, it's a beauty pageant. They have their rules and regulations. Same way that they say they will not let you bring your hijab there. They will not accept you bringing your hijab. Same way, they will not allow someone to dress as a nun in there. It's as simple as that. Let's stop. You see, sometimes we like to make emotional arguments. Let's stop it. Let's stop being too extreme about it. She was not accepted because it's not a traditional pageant. Period. That's it. If she was denied on basis of where she comes from, then that is the problem, but not her religion. This is not a religious contest. If they are doing a Muslim beauty pageant, she can go there and do it. If a nun goes there and they sack her, I'll support the organizers. They should sack her. Nuns don't have anything to do with beauty pageants. So that is it. And I've seen Sadiq Adams, Sports Obama, add his voice to it. And I've seen Tamim Issa and other people. See, let's not make this argument too emotional. It's as simple as that. Let's cut it. That's all. It's their rules, it's their pageant, it's their event. That's it. To my last story. You know, I think, is it about 4 months ago or so, there was a story that Sarkodie and wife Tracy, they've given birth to a baby boy, a bouncing baby boy. The story was published on amiadebra.com. And Sarkodie came on Twitter, denying that they've not given birth. Now, you know, because of the coronavirus pandemic, Sarkodie was stuck abroad. He was stranded abroad. He doesn't live there, so definitely he has to come back home. And those people have been evacuated. On Wednesday evening, Sarkodie and his family arrived in Ghana. And pictures that surfaced online, surfaced on the internet. We saw Sarkodie, we saw our baby girl, sweet girl, Tracy. We saw her. And we saw the princess of the Success Empire, Titi. Then we saw Tracy holding a baby. They were spotted with a baby. And people are asking questions. Pastor Sarkodie, you deny that you guys have not given birth. So why is Tracy carrying a baby? and I titi bro niba. That's what people are asking. You know, so did Sarkodie lie that they've not had a baby or what? I've also seen other people saying that, oh, why are entertainment journalists, bloggers, and we are concerned like that? See, please, you people should stop that thing. When you say we are concerned, I don't get you people. Concerned in what sense? See, if we don't come here and tell you what is happening, how would you know? Sometimes some of these stories, we have to fish and bring you the latest. That is our job. We are doing our job. So we have to ask questions, probe. Sarkodie, do you have a baby? Or is Titi's door? We want to know. If not so, then the story that Amira Deborah published and you came and said it's not true, I think that you sort of lied to us as Ghanaians. 2, you should apologize to Amira Deborah. Because you called him out and your fans were saying, oh, he's lying. So Sarkodie cry because we knew. But now, pictures, evidence-based pictures. We've seen Titi, we've seen Tracy holding a baby. Well, I'll leave it to viewers. Evidence-based. We've seen Tracy holding a baby. So, I asked him a bit, but as time goes on, we would find out. And yesterday, one of my friends was saying that if the child is a baby boy, Sarkodie has a daughter called Titi. So this one, the boy or the child should be called Tito. Well, I don't know, but I think Tito is a nice name. Well, let's see if it's indeed true that they have a new baby. That's all for this week's episode of your favorite ENT show, Weekly Wrap. My name is Berima Kwabena. So follow us on social media, on Instagram at Blackstar TVGH, on Twitter at Blackstar TVGH. Subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button. But before I leave, Patapa said something in relation to copyright. He was interpreting or giving us an interpretation of what copyright means. Let's watch that video. See you, God willing, next week. I'm out.
They want somebody to write song for them to sing. It's fucked up.
Oh, take it easy. This is like TV.
I say if Obonika say fucked up, I'll be funny personal. What about me, peasant? Say me make her fucked up.
Listen.
But I not mention anybody's name. Yes. I just said artists. What did I say? Artists will be actually on the mama what to know you're fucked up, which means you don't have the idea to make music.
Oh, okay. So if you're an artist and somebody writes a song for you to sing,
yes. One or from copyright.